Well, hello, warm greetings, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends of all kinds from all over the world. This is Mark Emery. You probably know me from some of my other endeavors. And today I want to share with you what we're doing with the Panama Christian Foundation. This is an organization that I founded years ago to assist and provide support to the most needy in our world as best we can anyway. The needs are so great, but we're not even making a dent, but we are making a difference. We're making a huge difference, and in this video, I want to share with you how you can make a difference in this world, to make this world a better place. So I ask two things from you. Number one, watch this video to the end. It's not that long. And number two, if you feel compelled, if you are in alignment with what we're doing, share this video with everyone on your contact list. And by the time we get through, you're going to see why that's so important, okay? So the title of this presentation is, It's the Season for Giving. And no, I'm not talking about Christmas and giving gifts and trinkets made in China that will soon end up in the garbage heap, okay? I'm talking about giving the gift of love, sharing the love of Jesus Christ to those who are most in need, reaching out to our brothers and sisters and beautiful creatures that are God's gift to creation. We all have an opportunity to do that. So I want to focus on that, bring you some good news. We're going to see some dramatic before and after situations. And I want to really stress that this is incumbent upon you really to get involved. All right? So see this to the end and share this with everyone that you can. All right? Let's begin. One of the primary activities of PCF is providing food to those who don't have much, if any. All right? These are some bags of groceries that are ready for distribution in a local area. And as you can see, it's not much, but for those who receive it, it's a true blessing. And it's highly valuable. That's why we have our guard cat keeping an eye on things, making sure nobody swipes it. So we have plenty of information on that in other videos. I'm not going to get into that too much, but providing food to the needy is critically important. And most often, the families that receive this have young children. Quite often, they haven't eaten in 3 or 4 days before we've been able to bring them something. All right, it's really a dire situation. And so this is highly gratifying. The only sad part is that we're only able to do so little, and we're really trying to grow our army of angels to help support us in this effort. All right? We can talk about the hospitals. We provide a lot of assistance to the hospitals. The hospitals don't have anything to work with. And the one in Alex's area, Alexander, is my man, my point man there in Venezuela. We try to provide materials, medicines, things they need to treat people. Typically what happens when a patient comes into the hospital, the doctors give them a list. Say, these are the things we're going to need to treat you. Now you take this list, go out and get these things, bring those back, and then we can do something with you. I mean, that's how bad it is. So we end up getting a lot of these lists, trying to gather them together so that we can send the patient back to get treated. Now, in this photo, the facilities are horrendous. I've got photos of surgeries being done under flashlights. Okay, half the time the electricity is out. They don't have clean running water, And you can see in this photo on the right, there are some pools of blood on the floor that have been kind of blurred out, so it doesn't look quite so graphic. But now, bringing the materials is one thing, but getting them in the hospital is another thing altogether. The military stands guard outside and will not let people bring things into the hospital unless the military people are involved in the business side of things. You know what I mean, okay? So just the act of bringing supplies into the hospital, we have to go undercover and find creative ways of smuggling it in. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's a dire situation. So we've provided some water filters to the hospital so they have some clean water, and we're always smuggling in supplies and medicines so they can give some treatment to the people. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's horrific at the same time. All right. So this is Muriel. Muriel, if you've seen any of our previous videos, she shows up frequently. She's a girl we help take care of. She has multiple sclerosis. Oftentimes doesn't have the proper food and nutrition to eat. Here she is with her pet turtle. She's just a little angel. She suffers a lot. Quite often we don't have what we need to provide her medicine on a constant basis. And so that's another reason why we need to build out our army of angels, okay? And providing for little angels like this one. And there are many others, all right? She's not the only one. This is Milagros. Milagros, she's not pregnant. She has a severe condition where her body retains fluids, and it's extremely painful, extremely uncomfortable. She's often said she wishes she could just die. Really a sad case. Now, we help provide her medicine, painkillers, things the doctors can use to help her. But again, our budget is not enough to be there on a consistent basis for her. Sometimes we can help, other times we can't. And this is really a frustrating situation. Now, water is a big issue since the electricity is only on about half the time. The infrastructure is worn down and basically run into the ground, so they don't have constant electricity. When you don't have electricity, you don't have water pumps, and when you don't have water pumps, you don't have water. All right, so Alex and his family and many others have to rely on collecting rainwater. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, they do what they can, but as you can see, this water, he has a family of 4, and this amount of water you see in the buckets isn't enough to take care of the family for one day. So it's really a dire situation. Now, we have sent Alex a couple of water filters, big Berkeys, an Aquapure, probably know the brand name. And because people know that he has those filters, they collect whatever water they can find, and they bring it to him to run through the filters. All right, you can see one lady here bringing a 5-gallon jug of dirty water in to run it through the filter so they have some clean drinking water. Waterborne diseases are rampant, parasites, diarrhea, all kinds of things. So this is a serious issue, and one of the things we're trying to do is to get Alex and some people around him enough water storage that they can fill it up when they have the opportunity and be able to last them for a while, because it doesn't rain all the time. They go through dry periods just like anybody else, and we know what's happening to the weather, right? So water is a life-saving element that people need to have to live. All right, so this is one of our goals with Alex. Now, this is our YouTube channel, Exit Babylon. You can find it real easy. And if you get to the web page of the YouTube channel, scroll down. We have a number of different playlists on all kinds of different subject matter. legal, finance, prophetic, various playlists. But scroll down to the PCF Panama Christian Foundation playlist on the Exit Babylon YouTube page, and you'll find a variety of other videos that we've done over the last couple years. If you'd really like to dig in and see the entire context of what we're doing here, look at the Project Venezuela How to Conquer Evil video. It is a little bit long, 48 minutes, but it'd be much more valuable to know about what's going on here than watching some silly sitcom or Netflix, okay? This will really put things into context of everything that we do. And then we have an assortment of other videos that are much shorter that will also fill you in. Now, most of these other videos focus on what we're doing for the people. All right. Today, in this presentation, I really want to focus more on what we're doing with the animals. And there is a real crisis going on with the animals. People are leaving Venezuela on foot, crossing the border to try and find a way to survive. It's that bad. They're leaving by the tens of thousands every week. And when they leave, they abandon their pets. And it's a real dire situation. Now, these pets the lucky ones end up on the street. The unlucky ones are left tied to a tree or locked in the house with no one to care for them, and they're just left to die. Okay, horrific situations. The lucky ones are left in the street, and you would not believe some of the horror stories that we have, that the hearts of man are just so dark when it relates to these beautiful, beautiful creatures. So let's talk about the animals here. The need is endless and never-ending, and we're not even scratching the surface. But when we can show some love and give some care and bring an unhealthy creature back to life, back to good health, with love in his heart and a spark in his eye, just that one interaction makes it all worthwhile. It brings light into the world for that creature, and just as much for us. So it's really hard to describe the joy that we get in tending to these creatures in need. Okay, so that's the idea. This is the goal. The goal is, between the food and the medicine and the care for the animals, our goal is healthy, happy, smiling faces on the families with the kids, the parents, the pets, and this is what we're after. All right, so this is the goal, and we've got a lot of work to be able to accomplish that. So early on, several years ago, we saw the need for helping these poor creatures, so we built a refuge. All right, this is a refuge on Alex's property that was built for the purpose of housing some of these animals and caring for them. Okay, as you can see, it's pretty good sized to take care of a number of animals. Right now, we manage probably, and the number changes every day, but it's in the vicinity of about 40 different dogs. And you can see each and every one of these looks so healthy and happy. This little fluffy white guy in the center picture on the bottom, you see him also on the right looking at you. When we found him, he was in horrible shape. Horrible. And really, it's the same case with just about every one of these. You know, they've all been nursed back to health, and they live a happy life. They have room to roam. They got pals to hang out with. Huge family. people to love them, people to care for them. They got food, as much as we can provide, which sometimes gets a little bit sketchy because of our limited budget. And prices have doubled over the last year. We used to get 10 100-pound bags of dry dog food for $600. It's over $100 now, $100 per bag, so $1,000 for that same 10 bags. So prices are going up. It's getting harder and harder to maintain that same budget. So we need help with that. All right, and I'll show you different ways that you can help in that regard. All right, this is what a happy dog should look like. All right, healthy, happy, smile on his face, clean, rolling on his back, scratching his back. This is what we're after. And we're accomplishing that to a large degree with the ones that we can reach. However, they don't all come to us that way, that's for sure. Here's a couple examples of a couple of puppies, and you can just see, looking into their eyes, the sadness. You know, they know they're not well. They know they're less than perfect. Perhaps even ugly, and they're embarrassed, they're shy, they're humble. It's just hard to see the sadness that's in their eyes. But before long we can turn that around. All right, on the left here is a dog that we found abandoned in a home, locked in a home, no food, living in his own feces, skinny as a rail. The ones that are more fortunate are left out on the street and at least given half a chance to survive if they can scrounge and find for food. So here's one scrounging in the dump, looking for anything he can find. Look how skinny he is, ribs hanging out. Look at the back of his neck. A lot of times these dogs end up in someone's yard, and these heartless, cruel people chase him away with a machete or a knife, or beat him over the back with a metal rod. Horrible things happen to these poor creatures. So this little guy we were able to pick up and take him home and treat him. You can see this is one of the lesser graphic images that I get all the time. I don't dare show you some of the more graphic ones, but anyway, he was fortunate to come into our care, where a lot of these dogs are just abandoned and left under their own devices when the families leave the country, and it's an increasing crisis. All right, here's one. This is one of my rescues here where I live. And I was going into town to do some shopping one day, and I saw this dog laying dangerously close to the side of the highway. Not just a road, but a highway, cars traveling past at 50, 60 miles an hour. He was almost laying on the stripe on the side and wasn't moving, just laying there. I thought, well, maybe he's just getting some sun. I'll check on him on the way out of town as I was going in when I first noticed him. And on the way out of town, he hadn't moved an inch. So I pulled over to check him out. And you know how dogs are with strangers. They're always on the alert. Their ears perk up. They pay attention. Like, who are you? Or are you a threat? And I approached him with food and water. And he wasn't interested in the food or water. He didn't flinch. He didn't perk up an ear. This guy was dying. He had just given up on life. As it turns out, I tried to put him on his feet, and he couldn't stand up because he was hit by a car and had 2 fractured legs. Not just crushed bones, but just broken in pieces. So I picked him up, hauled him in the car, went to the vet, and about 2 weeks and $1,200 later, he had screws in one leg, got that one fixed, and then pins in the other leg, which were there for about 6-8 weeks. And you can see how skinny he was. Terribly malnourished. See his bones sticking out. And this is my Sandy. Took her home and nursed her back to health. And you can see right now, this is her life. She knows who her daddy is, enjoying life in the hammock and getting her son in the backyard. Total transformation. She's a totally new dog. And she was one of these who, I've got several pictures. You can see the sadness in her eyes, the humility, kind of like saying, don't even look at me. I know I'm so ugly and wretched right now. But look at her now. Strong. She runs like a thoroughbred horse. You wouldn't believe it. So, tremendous success story there. And she's one of many. All right, so then we take to the streets. Our refuge can only handle so many. We can't just keep taking them all in. So we start heading to the streets and taking to some of these guys that are roaming and prowling and scavenging and trying to avoid, harassment from mean-minded people. And so we try to tend to these guys as much as we can. Here's an example of, an injury that, you can see the face is cut, the eyes bulging out, just horrible. We have an absolutely wonderful vet who will take these poor cases. We oftentimes, most of the time, don't have money to pay him. He doesn't require payment up front. He wants to take care of these poor creatures, and all he asks for us is to provide the supplies and the medicines and what we can, and we pay him what we can when we can, as best we can, giving full value and honor for his service. But he works with us, and it's just a tremendous, tremendous asset. But this girl recovered, and he was able to fix her up, and she's doing so much better. Here's another one. Cute little guy. I mean, you run into one of these situations in the street, and what do? I mean, most people run out of fear. Oh, I don't want to see that. I don't want to be responsible for it. Oh my gosh, terrible. Well, these creatures, they need care, obviously. And if you've ever owned a dog, you know how intelligent they are, how emotional they are. I mean, they're just like little people. The only thing is they don't talk, okay? But they have emotions and intelligence, just pretty much like we do, and we just can't let them suffer in those conditions. All right, so being a Christian foundation, of course, we teach our dogs to pray before they go to bed. And this is a classic example, all right? And some of them even pray before they eat their dinner. Get a little of this.
Vamos mostrar o que a gente faz antes de comer? Vamos rezar? Obrigado, Deus, pelo meu alimento. Obrigado por todos os dias eu ter no meu prato uma ração super premium. Papai do céu proteja todos os animais de rua. Que todos possam ter um lar com muito amor, com muito carinho. Obrigado por tudo. Amém. Muito bem, gurizada. Muito bem.
Have you ever seen that before?
Muito bem.
Okay, so now we also have to have some tolerance for, here's a little girl who comes from a Muslim family. I get a kick out of this every time I see this photo. But yeah, we have to deal with pets from all faiths, right? So anyway, just a little fun there. So there's a number of ways you can help. I've listed 5 ways that you can help. And we don't necessarily have to dig into your pocket, although we certainly hope you can and will. But that might be a monthly recurring donation. I'll give you a way to do that. And we really appreciate a monthly recurring donation as opposed to one time, because that gives us a base that we can build off of and work from. So I'll give you a way to do that. Now, just think of the money you waste every month. You know, what are you going to spend? $5 to $7 for a peppermint mocha at Starbucks and pour 1,200 calories of sugar into your body? You know, could you maybe do something that have a bigger impact on the world with that? All right, we'll give you a way to do that. All right, or you know, how many Meat Lovers pizzas are you going to order this month? And pour all that grease and fat and starch and carbohydrates into your body that's going to send you to an early grave. Now, don't get me wrong. Nobody loves a Meat Lover's pizza more than I do. But think of the alternatives. How much money do you pour out every month that you could redirect a small portion of that? $10, $25, $50 a month, you know, can actually make a huge difference for somebody or multiple people. Okay? The way we can stretch funds and do what we do, that would be a huge help. All right. We have the CMP Trust Program. That's a Crisis Management Plan Trust Program. This is a way where we can offer a better return on your savings and investments, and at the same time be able to contribute a portion of what's generated off of that to what we're doing here. Okay? So this is a way to help put more money into your pocket, building your net worth and helping the cause at the same time. It's a win-win situation. I'll give you some details on how you can learn more about doing that. And where have you ever heard that you could take some savings or investments, get a better return, and help others at the same time? It's amazing. All right, and we've got an opportunity. We'll show you how you can become a paid referral agent for that program, all right, which is highly lucrative and can help you out financially as well. The fourth way is to share this video. Get out your contact list and get this video in front of everybody you know. Anybody who has a heart, who wants to make a difference, this is a way to make a difference in this world, to make this world a better place, to share the love of Jesus with others. And for those of us in that category, that's our mandate. All right? That's what we're supposed to be doing. So if all you can do is share the video, we applaud you for that. And then certainly you can always pray for us, and that's a huge help as well. And not only for us, there are people across and around the world that are trying to do similar things, and that's what we all need to be doing. You know, if you're going down the street and you see a stray that's in rough shape, see what you can do to offer some assistance to that stray. You've got people in your local area that are trying to do the same thing that we're doing. Support them in any way. Volunteer. So many ways you can help. But we're not the only ones doing this. But certainly pray for us and all of those around the world that are trying to do the same thing, that together we can all come together and make a real difference in this world. Okay? So, to become an angel of mercy, working with us with a monthly recurring donation or even a one-off donation, we appreciate very much. This QR code will take you to our donor box where you can use debit card and select, an amount that's comfortable for you. And God bless you, for helping support this. The prices of food and medicine are going up. We need so many things: more water filters, water storage, supplies for the hospital, tending to the street dogs, taking care of the vets, distributing food to the people and the children in need. It's just never ending. So that would be one huge way of supporting us. Now, the CMP Trust Program, this link, bit.ly/mmgfull, is an 18-minute video presentation, okay, that will explain the Crisis Management Plan Trust Program in full. All right, it's an 18-minute presentation, and if that interests you, you can scan this QR code. It'll take you to my Calendly calendar, where we'll be able to set up an appointment and talk further on that to answer your questions. We've got a variety of documents that get into full details, and we'll be happy to send that to you. You can do your due diligence and really take a hard look at it and see if that might be something that could benefit you. All right? So that's a win-win situation. There's no question about it. So from all of us here at the Panama Christian Foundation, you can visit our website, pcfpanama.org, find out a little bit more about what we're doing. We have activities in Panama as well. We've helped build the church. We support a bunch of children who basically don't have fathers. Some don't have families. And a lot of activity there as well as in Venezuela. So join us, if you will. I want to thank you for making it to the end of the presentation, and I encourage you to join us in one way, shape, or form, in any way that you can. If nothing else, please share this video. Let's try and make this go viral, right? Let's share the love. Join us, and we hope to see you very soon. All right? Take care. God bless, and we hope to be in touch.